All, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you guys are having a most excellent Easter. Today I'm going to be going through a list of characters which I think personally are responsible for turning a huge number of people furry through the generations. We're going to start way back in the 70s and 80s and move up to present day. So let's roll that intro and have a look at characters which I think turn people furry through the ages. Okay, we're going to start way back in time now, before I was born, back in 1976, when a film came out by Disney called Robin Hood. And I personally think this one is one of the main contributing factors to turning so many people, including myself, furry. So Robin Hood was a retelling of the classic tale of Robin Hood from Nottingham in England, and how he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. But the twist on this is Disney made it with anthropomorphic characters. Specifically, Robin Hood and Maid Marian were foxes. I mean, honestly, I think so many furries are furry today because of this film and because of these two characters and because of their, awesomely cute interactions throughout the film. And, just the shenanigans they get up to. And obviously there's a supporting cast of like bunnies, turtles, the rooster. Oh, how can we forget the rooster? But personally, I think it was mostly these two characters, Robin Hood and Maid Marian, that turned so many people furry. Also, I think there's a scene in this film that may account for other tastes in the furry fandom. So moving up in years, we're getting to the 90s now, and another one which I think was a big contributing factor to the fandom is another Disney film, and that is The Lion King. Now, The Lion King came out in, I think, 1993, and it follows, obviously, lions. But I think this is a massive contributing factor to the number of furries out there from that era who have lion personas. I mean, when I first joined the fandom, the number of furries I saw who had, Simba recolors or Nala recolors, or a big one was Kovu recolors. And that is where they just took screenshots of the film and coloured over them and said they were original characters. It was a big thing in the furry fandom back then. And I think this film, caused so many people to turn furry. I mean, just jump on Furfinity right now, type in Lion King and see how many things come up. That is how much of a furry maker the Lion King franchise was. So yeah, definitely Lion King and its sequels, the characters from that definitely need to be on this list of characters that I think turned a lot of people furry. So next up we're hitting the 2000s, and I'm going to have to split this between two separate characters from two separate franchises, because I think they were both just as popular as each other and are to this day massively popular in the furry fandom. And that is Crystal, originally appearing in Star Fox Adventures, and Renamon from the Digimon series. Honestly, I think these two foxy ladies have created so many furries in the last 20 years, it's unbelievable. And to this day, I'm still seeing people drawing fan art of both of them. And I realised when Crystal first appeared on the scene, the graphics behind it were, very early 3D. But, when you think about it, people at the time were also obsessed with Final Fantasy VII, and that was just, blocks running around with vaguely shaped swords. So I think the graphics on the early Star Fox games can be forgiven. I mean, we have Crystal, who is just this hella cute fox running around helping Star Fox do his thing. And then we have Renamon, the sassy girl from the digital world, who, captured a lot of furry hearts back then, turned a lot of people furry. So yeah, 2000s, definitely Crystal and Renamon have got a lot to answer for. And then moving forward to the 2010s, definitely there's one big film that came out during the 2010s that, is turning a lot of people furry even now, and that is the Zootopia franchise. Specifically Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps. How many people has that turned furry? And while I want to personally focus on these two, I know a lot of furries out there do have a thing for a certain group of tigers that are in the film. So how can we not mention them if we're looking at characters that have made people furry through the generations? But definitely this film, in the coming years is going to be responsible for turning a lot of people to the furry fandom. What about moving forward? It's 2021. We're in a new decade, a new generation. Are we going to get a new film that's going to create more furries? I know a lot of people raved about Sisu from the latest Disney film. Is that going to be this decade's furry makeup? Well, I don't know, because I've heard a lot of people complaining about this film, and you just get a bit of a bad rap amongst the furry fandom. People saying that she's just Elsa from Frozen, but as a dragon. So I don't know how this film's going to go down with the furry fandom. It may create furries, it may not, I don't know. But what I do know is Disney probably have something in the work over the next couple of years. So keep watching, keep your eyes peeled, and let me know what you think is going to be the next film or character that's going to make a hell of a lot of furries appear in the furry fandom. So these are my personal picks for what I think were furry making films and franchises and characters out there. But obviously there's going to be others out there. So why don't you drop in the comments below what made you furry? You know, what you think was big furry making characters or films or whatever when you first joined the fandom. Let me know what you think should have been on this list. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're having the most excellent Easter. You have a great time, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care. Ta-ra.